in 11 days. That's all. 2 days in Perth, 4 days in Brisbane, 5 days in Adelaide. The series is over. Straight sets. Australia have managed to beat England. England did put up a fight, but they were undone by the brilliance of the Australians. And that is the reason why Joe Root and everybody, when you look at how they have started their career, Joe Root, Ben Stokes, in Australia, 18 tests, 16 losses, 2 draws. That is the way this future England, when they look at generations, they will look at it, this team. Bazball was cremated, buried, it rested in peace in Adelaide. But what were the factors that already gave England that they were not going to be the favourites heading into the series? Well, it took some staggering performances. Let's look at each and let's look at the 2 factors that England were undone by. Now, the first major factor, Bazball, forget it. It's Travball. In Perth and in Adelaide, when the situation demanded that he take the game away from them, he did it. Travis Head, that onslaught that he did in Perth on a very tricky wicket, showed his genius. England clearly, thoroughly deflated. In Adelaide, they had a sniff, but Travis Head stepped up in the 4th innings, in the 3rd innings, and ensured that yes, his knock of 150 plus, England had no way to come back. So in Perth and Adelaide, when it was there for the hammer time, when it was there to ensure bat them out of the contest, Travis Head did that. Nobody in the England camp had a similar impact. So that was reason number 1 why the Ashes was lost. Reason number 2, who are the backups for a Starc and a Boland? Because remember, in the series, Cummins was ruled out for the first 2 tests, Hazelwood for the entire series. Starc and Boland would manage the workload, but it was Michael Neser who stepped up in Brisbane. On a pitch that needed some hard work, attritional cricket, Neser continued to pound the lengths and found the right line and length. And that is the reason why his 5-wicket haul was worth gold dust, because Australia would take a 2-0 lead. Not many teams have come back from a 2-0 deficit in history. So Michael Neser is the ideal backup. You have a Brendan Dockett, but he's just making some waves now. But Michael Neser was the unsung hero in that particular match in Brisbane. But if there is one man who's making all the difference, it's Mitchell Starc. He blew the game open in Perth. He blew the game open in Brisbane. He blew the game open on the final day in Adelaide. Starc the batter, Starc the fielder, Starc the bowler, he's been top-notch in all the 3 games. But in 22 wickets, especially the 3 that he took today, ensured the door was shut. Already Nathan Lyon had done it the previous day, but Nathan Lyon was ruled out for this match and potentially the series because of a hamstring strain. You could have had memories of Lord's 2023, but England lost that game as well. So that is why Starc is the ultimate X factor, and he's gotten Stokes. The pearler that he bowled to Stokes in the first innings was simply too good to handle. And that is why Mitchell Starc has been the key reason why 22 wickets have fallen. But the bowlers can only get the benefit if the fielders step up. Look at the 2 catches that Marnus Labuschagne took. Look at the 2 catches that Steve Smith took in Brisbane and Adelaide. Look at the catches that were dropped by England. Harry Brook dropped Travis Head on 99. He went on to score another 60-70 runs more. Look at the dropped catches that have impacted England in a big, big way in Brisbane and in Adelaide. And that is why this was the key factor. Smith's brilliance, Labuschagne's brilliance ensured that England, if they got a chance, then Australia would pounce on it. England, when the chance was presented to them, they couldn't take it. But then, here is the story which ensured that England just could not get going. Look at the collapses. In every game, there has been a collapse. Look at it. 5 for 12, 8 for 84 in Perth ensured Australia had to chase 200 plus, but then they did it in fine style. Brisbane 4 for 83, 5 for 38. Those middle order collapses ensured, the lower middle order collapses ensured that Australia would always have a toehold in the game. Adelaide, first innings 4 for 41, second innings 3 for 17. Look at the 3 wickets that fell of Brook, Crawley and Stokes on day 4. That ended the contest. But key factor, England were undone by their own arrogance of Bazball. They didn't have any kind of preparation. Who comes in without playing a couple of warm-up games? Graham Gooch, when he was the batting coach in 2010-11, 5 warm-up games were played. And you look at how Australia were undone in that series in 2010-11. Here, you not only lost Perth, but then you declined a pink ball test match warm-up in Manuka Oval, Canberra. Agreed, the quality of opponents would not have been there, but at least for some adjustment. You look at how they unfolded even in Brisbane. McCullum passing a statement like we kind of over-prepared, and then you go on a holiday to Noosa. 14 days of fun, 6 days of cricket. The arrogance and the style that they play in led to their rightful downfall. And that is why England cricket needs to introspect big time. Their 3-year project has failed. Grandly it has failed. Now there will be some soul searching because there's only 4 days to go for the Boxing Day test match. Will they recover from it? It remains to be seen. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.